You can do the old school finish with a double pin. Both guys' shoulders are down.
That's true.
Yep.
Earl Hebner. We'd have to bring a Hebner back to referee it, though.
I've been kind of used to having Sting kind of laid back and kind of a happy guy. And then he got into the character. And for those of you who watched TNA when he was over there, which really some of his greatest matches were in TNA. But when he was in TNA, he had a character of Sting, which was the Joker. And it was just kind of a crazy version of Sting. And he brought that out in the ring, and that energy, if I'm being honest, they need to keep capitalizing on him and doing some of those promos that way, because it was actually extremely interesting to watch him do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. He had that, I'm always thinking a step ahead, that he said it's just about over for him. But what if it's Darby Allin against MJF, and Sting screws Darby out of the title and comes back in a match with MJF, and Sting retires with that belt, with the AEW belt.
That'd be nice, but I don't see it happening, though. I think he's completely there for Darby. He made the correlation between him and Darby both being, painted faces, and then MJF and Ric Flair, and that combination and the correlation between the four of them made perfect sense, and it really was there. Let me ask you, though, he is talking about his career, Sting being Sting talking about the end of his career. If he's going to have one more match, who should it be with?
Does it matter which company?
No, at this point, I'm saying it because I guess it would have to end up in AEW, but oh boy, that's a good question, Bill. Yeah, I was staying inside AEW because I think that's what he's going to be having a choice of.
Well, you want to put him against a wrestler, I think. Tough question. I think Jon Moxley would not be the correct person because he's too hardcore.
That ain't a tough question. You put him with Jericho.
Wow.
Perfect.
Yeah,
okay.
And that went right past me. I wasn't even thinking about Jericho, but yeah, you're absolutely correct. There are generations that are very similar. And
if he wants to go out in a blazing battle, then Jericho is the guy.
Absolutely, I agree.
How would you book that, Teddy? Yeah, how would you set that whole thing up?
Well, I'd maybe have Sting out talking about, his retirement, you know what I mean? And here comes Jericho with one of those top-of-the-line promos that he does, We don't have to wait. We can do it right now, because you're washed up anyway. Jericho, he can really, cut good promos on you.
He can sell it.
Yeah, so here comes Jericho. Okay, you want one more? Well, let me take you out the right way where you'll never come back.
Now, how old is Jericho and how old is Sting? Is how old, Bill?
I don't know off the top of my head.
I want to say he's 60 or 61, maybe something like that.
Well, you know what they could do? They could do a Sting comes out and says he's decided not to retire, but why don't we put both our careers on the line? If you lose, Jericho, you retire. If I lose, and of course Jericho's gang interferes, Sting loses, and he's gone.
Well, I'd just rather see him and Jericho in a single.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just leave the faction. Jericho's got to leave them all out. Yeah. Jericho cut the promo. I don't need nobody out here.
Now, do you go old school and put Jericho over in that match, or do you let Sting win?
No, you put Jericho over.
Yeah. And there's a lot of old school guys who that's the only choice you have.
Sting doesn't go out in a blaze of glory?
He'll go out in a blaze of glory, but you put Jericho over right at the end there, then maybe you do something after that, where maybe Sting gets up right there, maybe do a little, get something going there, then you leave him strong. Jericho knows how to do that.
I know.
The only problem that I have with that is I would love to see Sting win a giant match. When he was at WrestleMania, the moment I get why they did what they did because of the story, NWO and, all that. But I wanted to see Sting go over.
The other thing you can do the old school finish with a double pin. Both guys' shoulders are down.
That's true. Yep. Earl Hebner. We'd have to bring a Hebner back to referee it, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, that's good too. That's not bad, you know. Bring a guy in that did that before, you know. Now you got some experience, the experienced
Yeah.
rep, but
Yeah.
you do the old double pin.